Firehouse! Yeah, man, Barrington, step. Hey! Whoa! See?
When you think of Australia, you do not think it's synonymous with reggae. But every weekend in different parts of Australia, Jamaica descends on an enthusiastic and supportive crowd and reggae dancehall takes over. I'm here at the Herman's Bar in Darlington, where East Coast reggae crew Firehouse are playing alongside West Coast reggae crew Earth Link to find out who's running things. It's like Biggie versus Tupac all over again, but without the guns, I hope. Join me on a journey into deepest, darkest dancehall. Hi, I'm joined by Lucius, aka El Static, member of Sydney's ranking reggae crew Firehouse. How you doing, Lucius? What's up, mate?
Very well, Deauvanne. How are you this evening?
Not too bad, not too bad.
Good to see you.
Good to see you too. Tell me a bit about Firehouse. How long have you guys been together?
Firehouse has been around for 10 years. It's pretty much our anniversary this month. And we started back in, 10 years ago in Bodie Restaurant doing dances. It started off as a collective. We'd always been playing reggae around Sydney since the early 90s, but we had a dance called Fire Corner, and then we decided we moved it because it was getting really rammed. We started doing dances at the Cricketers' Arms, and they were called Fire Corner.
I know the Cricketers.
Yeah, so we had little dances in there in around 96, 97, but they were a Friday night, they finished at midnight. And because they were growing, we needed to get a bigger venue. So we started doing dances at Bodie, and it had a...
That was huge, right? I remember.
Eventually they were.
In the 90s.
At the end of the 90s, early 2000s, because it was a real room, it was a real dance hall, and it had a big wooden floor, and it was all open and such. So we started doing dances there, and they were very successful. We had about 13 dancers there.
And who else is part of Firehouse?
Firehouse is Nardo, and Adrian, and myself. And there's just the three of us as core members. We have other guys that we've been around a long time that have come and sung and chatted on the mic for us since the days we begun. Also Sheriff Lindo, who's performing with us tonight, that now lives in Perth, and he's part of the Earth Links crew in Perth. The music, of course, has changed like Jamaican music has, and what we used to play and what we play now is vastly different. You know, we used to play a lot more roots. Now we play a lot more dancehall. We still play roots, but it's not the sound that it was. It's changed, you know, as the music's progressed and as Sydney's become more easily to digest dancehall and understand it, because it's, you know, it's a Jamaican culture, and yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was going to get into. You're a bit of an aficionado of the reggae scene, yeah? How did you get into it?
I got into reggae music through youth culture in the late 80s, through like Rude Boys and Skinheads and all that kind of stuff. And when I was 18, I had the opportunity to go to England. And when I went there, I met a lot of Jamaican artists and such. And one of those artists said I could go stay with his cousin. And I went to Jamaica just before I turned 19. I had my 19th birthday there, and I was spending...
Wow, how was that?
That was crazy, you know. When you're an 18-year-old kid growing up in Australia and you've never been to a place like Jamaica, it's pretty crazy. But for me, it was a great experience because it kept me on the path that I'm on now. You can't transplant a culture as we know, and I think the important thing for me is I'm Australian, I know that. But you can't detract from Jamaican music and try and play it in a context that's not with the Jamaican element. Because, you know, reggae at the end of the day is Jamaican music made by Jamaican people for Jamaicans.
That's my next question. What do they think of you, like a white guy from Australia going over there and playing Jamaican music?
You know, Jamaicans love novelty. And so at first, you know, they test you. You know, that's part of Jamaicans. They always check you out. And then once they realise you're on the same page, you know what you're doing and you love the music, then it's smooth sailing. But sometimes it can get a bit windy to get those sails set straight, you know?
What's been the highlight of your career so far in Firehouse?
We clashed Ricky Trooper, who's one of the #1 selectors in the world from Kilimanjaro Sound in Jamaica that's now independent. He's won World Clash, and he came out here as a selector for Luciano. And we clashed him last year when he was playing with Luciano. It was an impromptu clash. And yeah, it was great. You know, he was very surprised that we could hold our own. Of course, he killed us. You know, the guy just come.
Let's do that.
Yeah, no, he killed us, but we held our ground, and we took it to him, as they say. We took it to him for real.
Now, I know you played recently with Lady Saw and Bunny Ruggs. How was that?
That was nice. You know, we didn't really play with them. They put us off on the stage because we were the DJs.
I'll just say Lady Saw is the official queen of dancehall, and Bunny Ruggs is
The lead singer of Third World. So a Jamaican legend who's recorded with Stevie Wonder. Did an album produced by Stevie Wonder. A reggae legend.
It must be amazing to play with people like that.
Yeah, totally. But that's what reggae music is, you know. It's not that kind of rock and roll thing where you're the support band. You know, you're working towards a common goal. You know what I mean? Sure, there's a hierarchy, and you know what I mean. But at the end of the day, you're there doing it. You know, you're all having the same goal, to spread the music.
What's your name?
Cal.
And?
Gina.
What brings you here tonight?
Just really want to hear some really good reggae music. Sort of stuff you get back home out in Sydney, and this is the place to come. So yeah,
the music beautiful. It's your music, reggae music. Reggae music. My reggae music is my life. Yeah.
That's deep.
Good.
I present one of the Basslines, it's a reggae radio show in Sydney on FBI Radio, and Firehouse are another Sydney crew, so I come and support. They're my friends, but they play good tunes.
Enjoy myself, yeah, beautiful, all good. Yeah,
What you-
the vibrations and stuff.
And you're familiar with Firehouse? They're playing tonight.
No, this is my first time here in Sydney, but yeah.
And now we're joined with Simmo, who's a member of Earth Link, and they're playing alongside Firehouse this evening. Welcome, Simmo.
Thank you.
Tell us a bit about Earth Link. I know you hail from Perth.
Yeah, we're from Perth. We've been running Earthlink now for 2 years. It consists of approximately, on the night, 3 people, primarily me, drummy, Sheriff, and then guest vocalists and other people as well. So,
How did you guys hook up?
we were both playing in another sound in Perth, Jar Wisdom Sound, big respect to them. We just parted ways and decided to build another one. We've also got a Jamaican arm as well in St Mary, where DJ Dust Foodus plays over there as well.
So what's the reggae scene like in Perth?
It's growing. We've got a lot of great acts coming up. There's a couple of sounds now, which is really good. Before there was just Jar Wisdom. Now we've got a couple more. There's an all-girl sound there as well called Sound Sister. Sensei Sister. And there's a couple of really good bands, Zam and Grace Barbet as well.
And what do you think of the reggae scene here in Sydney?
It's awesome. It's always great coming over here to play. We've played over here a few times now, all at Herman's. It's a great venue, and it's just great times. And there's a lot of people over here that we really look up to, so in the scene, and it's always good to come over here and just catch a vibe off them and learn.
And what do you think of Firehouse?
They're great. I'm not going to say a bad word about them. They're a very long-standing sound, and when I say like we look up to people like Lucius and Bernard and stuff, they've been doing it a long time, and Lucius especially is just a wealth of knowledge, and it's always great just to link up with him.
He's a don, right?
Yeah, he's a boss. Yeah, but it's just great to come over and just catch a vibe off them, and just they're always very inspiring. Same way with Nasty Tech and people like Mikey Glamour, Louis from Basslines, and all the crew over here, Nick Toff as well. Silver, when he was over here with Spin the Music as well, was doing the Soulka Nights. It's just a really vibrant and exciting scene. I think it has to do with the population and stuff, but it's just really good to come over and get a different vibe and get out again.
So there's no East Coast rivalry then? East Coast, West Coast rivalry?
Not really. A bit tongue-in-cheek maybe, yeah. We'll actually be clashing Firehouse next Friday at our Fisherman's Stall night, first Friday of the month.
Tell us what a clash is for people that don't know.
Basically, like, you know how like hip-hop MCs, they battle, and so they'll get up and battle up against each other on the mic. Well, reggae sounds do the same sort of thing, but with tunes. So we get special tunes cut, dub plates cut in Jamaica, where we get the artists to change the lyrics and big us up and maybe diss some other people and ray, and then we play them off against each other. And
You sound like you have a lot of fun with it.
yeah, it's great fun.
Well, who would have thought we'd find the soul of the Caribbean in the heart of Sydney? Reggae continues to spread its infectious vibes all over the world. And we've heard the best of Australia tonight with Firehouse and Earth Link. I don't really care who's top ranking, I've got my outfit on and I'm ready to party. Join me next time, Deauvanne Jarvis reporting for EWTV.
Pa' que tú veas que yo mira olvídate de un bloy. Todo el mundo sabe que en esto yo no voy. Sigo lo que hoy, porque te estoy cantando. Si sabes, mira, esto no te está ni brincando, bailando. Yo quiero pasarla fumando. Mira, cuando canto te vengo improvisando. De Cuba a Australia, esto es lo que canto.